So pretty much anytime any major news story or social media post drops, I get tons of comments asking me to share my opinions or to make a video about it. Now, I did this a couple times with my series, but those videos were kind of few and far in between. But starting now, I'm going to expand my series into an ongoing segment where I discuss major news stories and whatever's popping on social media. Now, keep in mind, I'm not a reporter. This ain't CNN. Don't expect these videos to be neutral or objective. Just like most of the videos on my channel, these videos are designed to use my opinions as a launching point to start discussions. And these videos will be in addition to my That's Just Me Though videos where I talk about my outlook on life and relationships and social dynamics and things like that. So I don't want anyone to think that I'm like changing the course of my channel. But of course, if you think this is a terrible idea and you end up hating these videos, just let me know and we can fix it. That said, here's something that happened recently. Sandra Bland was a black woman who was pulled over for failing to signal a lane change and was eventually arrested because of an altercation with the police. She was then found dead in her jail cell 3 days later in what has been described as a suicide. Because of the controversial dashcam video of her arrest and the mysterious circumstances surrounding her death, a lot of people are questioning the officially described story. Now, this is another one of those media circus stories where people start making assumptions and forming opinions before they have any information, and I really want to avoid doing that as much as possible. So let's just take a look at what we do know. Now, soon after Bland's death, it was made known to the public that she had recently posted on social media about battling depression and PTSD. But her family says that she had been in good spirits lately, especially considering the fact that she'd just gotten a new job that she was excited about. Now, obviously we don't know what happened, but it's important to remember that just because someone seems happy on the outside, that doesn't mean they're not dealing with something privately. And you never know what kind of stressful situation could be the trigger that leads to that deep despair. But there is a lot of weird things to consider. For example, in a video showing the cell in which Bland was found dead, there's a trash can with a trash bag in it. And if you don't know, allegedly Sandra Bland used the trash bag to asphyxiate herself. But the trash bag in the video seems relatively untouched. So either someone replaced the trash bag soon after her death, or there was another trash bag just lying around. Both of those possibilities just seem very weird and out of place to me. Now, a lot of people are getting into conspiracy theory talk where they're saying it's not possible for her to do that with the trash bag. She's too tall. She was dead already in her mugshot, and I'm not going to get into that because I just don't have the information. But what I do find more interesting is the actual dashcam video of the police altercation. Because since there's actually a video of it, we can actually make more honest speculations about what happened. Now, in the video, Bland says that the reason that she switched lanes is because the police officer was tailing her and she was trying to get out of his way. And what immediately comes to mind is the common police tactics. Like, they do this all the time. They will tell you for hundreds of miles or even feet before actually pulling you over, even if they don't have any reason to do so. It's happened to me before. And I'm sure most of you have seen police ignore traffic rules like the speed limit, so it's not hard to imagine a police like speeding up behind you and you trying to get out of their way. At one point in the video, the officer asked Bland to put out her cigarette, and when she questions the idea that she has to do that, she's immediately ordered to get out of the car. Now, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it's illegal to smoke a cigarette during a traffic stop. It's a cigarette. Now, Bland refused to get out of the car, and the officer began to forcefully remove her from the car, saying that she was under arrest. Now, presumably she was being arrested for failing to comply with a lawful order, because according to the Supreme Court, it is legal for the police to ask you to step out of your car during a traffic stop. But what she ended up being charged with was assaulting an officer, which allegedly happened off camera later in the video. We also learned in the video that the officer intended to only give Sandra a warning. But of course, he never told her that, because once you get that warning, that means you're free to leave. So by the time the cop was telling her to exit the vehicle, the traffic stop had already concluded. He just didn't tell her that. But again, this is a normal cop strategy. They don't tell you when you're free to leave, and they continue to ask questions and fish for an escalation. And this is exactly what the cop was doing when he was like, "You seem irritated." And I think this all goes back to my previous comments about the nature of police and the police system. It gives cops leeway to be unfair and dishonest. It's very easy to pin a resisting arrest or assaulting an officer charge on someone when you're physically attacking them. And of course, what people usually say is, even if you are being treated unfairly or unlawfully, early. Just go with it for now and try to fight it later. But is that the way it really should be? Especially considering the fact that cops almost always win these kind of disputes. We just have to deal with the corrupt and broken police system and then try to fight it later and probably lose. I don't know about you, but to me that's just unsatisfactory. So that's what I thought about when I saw that video. But it's important to keep in mind we don't have all the information. We need to remember not to spread assertions that haven't been proven or establish strong convictions about things when we don't have any basis. And I'm sure we'll get more and more information as the days and weeks go by, and we can talk about them as they come. But for now, that's all I have to say about that. And of course, over the years, my philosophy and worldview has evolved and changed, but I've gotten to the point where I think the primary message that I want to send is be happy and be nice to people. I could be overthinking it or focusing on the negative, but I'm very concerned with the overall lack of compassion that seems to resonate, especially among younger people.